The Alamo. Remember Pearl Harbor? You remember that shit? Huh? This is America, and our only language is English, and you get that shit straight. Cancer, dog food, dog turd. Prevent cancer. No dogs in the house. Cancer dog get 15 times more cats than you and me. Biden's build back better. Inflation, cost of living. Fuck. God entered my body as a body. Do with that information as you will. No crowd surfing. You will be immediately ejaculated, and I ain't fucking around. No work credit card. You want fucking gas? Come inside and pay for the shit. Jesus Christ is born hot meatloaf. Extra ketchup, please.
Hey, closed we is, alright? Closed, alright? I ain't got no electric, okay?
Display not working. Only pray instead. Thanks. Fuck.
CSAR 2517, and it reads, and pray with me, please. The path of the downed aviator is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who in the name of camaraderie and duty shepherd the lost through the valley of darkness. For he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to capture and destroy my brother. And you will know my call sign is Sandy 1 when I lay my vengeance upon them.
Hey, Shalom, Akim, Shalom. All right, this is your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. All right, come with another lesson through the Spirit, and Lord willing, this be edifying to the Lord's elect. Before I get started with this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Hakodash, double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone of Mount grown in this truth under. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing the truth, is laboring in the word, and is pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Akwath that's listening in, thus remaining true to the faith and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes that scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth, to you Israelite foreigners out there who live among the heathen and who look like those heathen nations. But your lineage goes back to the progenitors of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel through the line of your fathers. All right, I want to say peace and blessings to you all. Barakatham. All right, so this is pretty much going into the folly. All right, and please excuse my folly. But, I had to get a good laugh in. But, these devils is going out bad, man. All right, they're going out bad. And, what the world is seeing is essentially a reflection on, these modern day Babylonians, man. You know what I'm saying? These Americans. It's a reflection. All right. When they see Pete Hegseth, when they see Donald Trump, all right, when they see all these babbling buffoons in office, you know what I'm saying? All right. It reflects on the Americans. All right, the American people. And to the largest extent, is going into a reflection of these Edomites, all right? These self-proclaimed white people. You see what I'm saying? This is a reflection on your image. And your image is being tarnished right now, all right? Horribly, right? Because the people are looking at you and saying, how can you let these fools remain in office? You know what I'm saying? Like, the world is looking at you in disgust right now. Like I just shared the verse, the first video had a dude. He was he was just quoting things that just random shit that these Edomites love to post on their cars and in their windows, their places of business and what have you. And you know, the lack of coherence, you know what I'm saying, the lack of astuteness. And it's just it's very telling. You know what I'm saying? It's very telling how, you know, the way that these Edomites think, you know, and it's not a lot. It's not a lot, quite frankly. You know. And it's just an embarrassment that these devils are being, you know, made the laughing stock, man, in these final days. Okay? And it's so bad, it's to the point where your own women are turning against you. All right? And I've been seeing videos after videos after videos of these so-called white women, all right, that are calling out these Edomite men. You know? And that says a lot, man. So that tells us clearly that these curses are upon you now, because a proverb and a byword is starting to stick to you Edomite men. You know what I'm saying? Edomites as a whole, but you know, you men are losing it big time. All right? I just shared a video with Pete Hegseth. All right, he calls himself quoting a Bible verse when that wasn't a Bible verse at all. It was fake, created by Quentin Tarantino. All right, and it was spoken by Samuel Jackson in the movie Pulp Fiction. It wasn't an actual quote, or it wasn't an actual Bible verse, I should say. You know what I'm saying? So this is, you know, this is borderline buffoonery. All right, but this is Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 7. And the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. You see? And going back, Deuteronomy chapter 28, let me see. Bear with me. Trying to find where this is at. All right, so this is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee. Okay, and that was upon our people. All right, we were known as the lowest. We were known as the problem of the earth. You see, we were known as so-called niggers. You know what I'm saying? Niggers, spicks, wetback, tomtoes, man. That's what we've been considered as. All right, and here it is now. You know, people are starting to lose their respect for these Edomites, man. The tables are turning, right? The tables are turning, man. Isaiah, let's go to Isaiah chapter 32. All right. Lord willing, I'm not going to make this too long. So this is Isaiah chapter 32 and verse 5. It reads, the vile person shall be no more called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful. For the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity, to practice hypocrisy, and to utter error against the Lord, to make angry the soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail. You see what I'm saying? The world's not looking at you as the hero anymore. The world's not looking at you as the savior, as the, you know, the what's the word? The beacon of hope and prosperity and what have you. All right. Righteousness, justice. The world's not looking at you like that. All right. And like I said, your own women are turning on you. So let's listen to this video real quick, man. And fair use, fair use. All right. I'm not making any money off of these videos. All right. This is for educational purposes only.
Saw this post on Facebook and it said the white race has committed some of the worst crimes in history, but have convinced the world that black people are a threat. Like, that is the most realist thing I've ever seen. It always goes around, black people do this, black people do that, black people do this. And it's always the ones that are talking about the black people that did the shit. Karen did this, Bob did that, Joshua did this. Yes, it be them type of people that say that shit.
Right. Exactly. And, you know, they may have this, they have this stereotype out, you know, on so-called black men, black women, you know what I'm saying? They say, oh, they're 13% of the population, yet they commit yada, 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 you know what I'm saying? All right. And we're not discounting the fact that these 2/3 out here are a problem. All right. We'll tell you straight up. They are a problem, man. All right. But let's not forget what you do. You see what I'm saying? Let's not overlook what it is that the Edomite does, okay, on a regular basis. You see? And at this point in time, there's a case that's going forth where a woman was, a so-called black woman, Eve, she was unalived by this man who was her fiance. All right. Took her out to a vacation over in South Africa, proposed to her. It was her birthday, and 2 days after, I believe, she's unalived. She's dead. You know what I'm saying? By a marking on her neck. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing, man. All right. You so-called black women, for some odd reason, all right, you have this need, okay, this fetish to worship these Edomites, man. You know what I'm saying? And it will be to your detriment, as it has been up to this point. You know what I'm saying? All right. How many times do we have to keep seeing this? How many times do we have to keep going through this? All right, going over it. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 30, verse 12. It says, "Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word, and trust in oppression and perverseness, and stay thereon, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant." You see what I'm saying? The scriptures clearly tell you, never trust thine enemy. You know what I'm saying? Now, the argument can be said on both sides, oh, well, there are so-called black men, you know what I'm saying, Jake men who meet their end at the hands of so-called white women. You know what I'm saying? That argument can be made. All right. But by and large, that doesn't happen to the degree, nearly to the degree as what's going on, where you touch these these Edomite men. All right. Especially now where their kingdom is falling. All right. Their kingdom is falling apart. And so what's going on right now is these Edomites are in crash out mode. You see what I'm saying? And you women are attaching yourselves to them at the worst time. At the worst time. That woman that I just spoke about, her fiance had lost $10 million in the crypto market. $10 million. You see what I'm saying? So, now is definitely not the time to be hugged up with these devils, man. You know what I'm saying? It never was, but now is definitely not the time. You know what I'm saying? Because this thing is only going to continue and it's going to get worse and worse. All right. So let me show you a couple of videos on this subject. You know what I'm saying? And let's just get into it. Bear with me.
She just got engaged, then a blowout fight. Hotel staff put them in separate rooms. He waited 11 hours to call her mom. Now she's dead, and the fiance won't talk. That's the growing mystery around Ashley Janae, the Miami influencer who died in Zanzibar days after her fiance Joe McCann proposed. New details. On April 8th, Ashley told her mom she and McCann had a massive fight. Hotel staff moved them into separate rooms. A police report confirmed a romantic conflict. The next call came from McCann, 11 hours after the incident. He said Ashley did something to herself and was in the hospital, but the family learned of her death from the hotel, not him. Now McCann is unreachable. Police are questioning him. No charges yet. Ashley's father calls the 11-hour delay very odd. Her mom says Ashley was happy, engaged, showing no signs of suicide. A hospital report listed strangulation as cause of death. The family is demanding answers. Here's the bottom line. A newly engaged woman argued with her fiance, ended up dead with a mark on her neck, and the man she was about to marry waited 11 hours to call her mom.
All right. So this is a common theme here. You know what I'm saying? A common theme. And this particular situation is a very, very mysterious one. You know what I'm saying? But and there's a lot of speculation around it. All right, but nevertheless, the point still stands. You know what I'm saying? You need to be more prudent out here. You women need to stop playing around. All right? Because things are getting more and more devastating for you. All right? More devastating. Let's get another video. Bear with me.
Okay, she made her way to my DMs. Let's talk about it. Her name is Rose Miller, and she's a content creator who had a vulnerable moment, came to the internet. She said she was drinking and she was emotional. Those were her claims when she said that her husband don't help pay for anything. You made the worst mistake a content creator can make. You came to the internet talking to strangers when you should have expressed those concerns with your husband. When you make content that you are so happy and so content in your marriage, then you have to work it out between you and your spouse. You don't ever put strangers in the business affairs of your marriage. You never ever do that. There are two things that people should never know about you: who paying the bills and whether y'all faking it or you for real. You see what I'm saying? You cannot do that. You made the choice to come to the internet like you had a white savior and tell the rest of us black women we need to abandon black men and brown men and, just date white, which that was your opinion because you led us to believe, which I'm not familiar with the content. When I say us, I just mean black women as a whole. You led all of us to believe that you had this lifestyle you are not living. It's okay to be authentic and honest in your content creating. But when you come to us and you're surprised and shocked that people are saying, wait a minute, now you're supposed to be so happy, and which begs the question, would you do this if he were black? Would you do it if he were brown? Yeah, this is an issue you cannot ignore race in. I don't believe you would do that if he was of color. For two reasons. I see both sides of it. You tried Black Love. Black Love left you out in the cold, homeless, with 2 kids and no place to go. And he probably came in and kind of rescued you from that. And that's okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that. If Black Love didn't give you the results that you wanted.
All right. I don't know what it is with you Jakes, man. You just won't let go of this black stuff. All right. You just won't stop calling yourselves black. You know what I'm saying? When no one is black. All right. No one on the planet is black. People are different shades of brown, different derivatives of brown. You see what I'm saying? Or different shades of pink or red. You see what I'm saying? No one is black. All right. And that was a construct that was created. All right. Where they placed themselves as white back in the years 1681. Okay. And they classified you Jakes from the southern kingdom. All right. And then later on, the many of the northern tribes were classified under the same moniker. All right. As Negroes or black, if you will. You know what I'm saying? And so, Jake is not gonna let go of that. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is at this point. But the Lord's not coming back for black people. The Lord's coming back for Israelites. The Lord's not coming back for Latinos. He's not coming back for Hispanics. He's not coming back for Native Americans. He's coming back for Israelites. You know what I'm saying? And those of the elect will claim their heritage. All right, and shed off this whole black stuff. You know what I'm saying? All right, but I this just went on a little tangent. You know what I'm saying? Just a little tangent. But let's see. You got this divester here. All right. She goes, and this isn't the first time. Actually, this isn't the first time. There were plenty others. All right, who would get on the internet, all right, after having told the internet that they were saved by this white knight, you know what I'm saying? And later on, when they get upset, when they get mad, then they go straight to the internet and they do this thing where they air out their husband's dirty laundry. All right, there was a very beautiful young woman, you know what I'm saying? I believe she could be classified as a red bone. I think that's what they call her, what they call the real light-skinned women. She came out and she was like, oh yeah, he never paid anything. He never paid for anything. I was the one that was paying all the bills and this and that and yada yada yada. All right, after painting this whole facade of being taken care of, being provided for, and this and that, and this so-called white man is so dreamy, and he's the perfect guy and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? You women are going to get enough of this. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get enough of this, man. Anyway, let me show you another video. Because this, as we get closer and closer to the fall of this devil's empire, to the fall of his kingdom, you're going to see more of this. Bear with me. All right. Now, this is a case that I actually remember, because I remember this woman. She was in the military, and her husband had unalived her. All right. But I never saw the footage. This is the footage. All right. And this individual here, Rebecca Jones, all right, she had this post on X saying, despite making up 28% of the U.S. population, FBI data shows that so-called white men are 55% of kidnappers, 56% of rapists, 58% of mass shooters, all right, mass unalivers, I should say, 59% of child yada, man, gotta play around with these words. I don't even know what to say there, but CP arrest, I'll just say that. You know what I'm saying? 62% of statutory rapists, all right, PDF files. Damn, that's 62%, man. 63% of prostitution solicitors, 68% of 1934 NFA offenders. I gotta look what that is. Slacky, I gotta look up what that is. Let me see. I gotta look up what that is. Let's see. 1934. What is this? Okay, National Firearms Act. All right, the National Firearms Act of 1934 is a significant U.S. law that regulates certain types of firearms, particularly those considered dangerous or associated with crime, such as machine guns or short-barreled rifles. It requires registration and imposes a tax on the manufacturer and the transfer of these firearms to control their ownership and use. All right, so 68% of those who violate or offend against this act. Okay, National Firearms Act. All right, 75% of oh my goodness. 75% of incest perpetrators. That's crazy, man. That is crazy. That is crazy. Yo, and I have seen it. I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? I've seen that shit. Like, these devils get down, man. In the worst way possible. Let's go to Hebrews, man. Yo, you devils is crazy. All right, Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 16. It says, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. You see what I'm saying? Ain't nobody more detestable or depraved, you know what I'm saying, disgusting as these Edomites, man. I was at the plantation, you know what I'm saying, and this band of Edomites has got to be like, what, four of them? All right, 4 of these Edomites, they're all just making these jokes and whatnot. And the thing about these Edomites, man, the thing about Esau, Edom, for some odd reason, their jokes always have to be sexual in nature. For some reason, their jokes have to be sexual in nature, man. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be something to do with their. It's got to be something to do with their rod. It's got to be something to do with your anal, your anus. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be something to do with some nasty borderline gay shit. It's got to be that. You know what I'm saying? For some odd freaking reason. And I don't know what about them that you you so-called black women love, and not just you black women, you know what I'm saying, you so-called Latinos, you know what I'm saying, Hispanics, all right? Y'all just believe that you are them. You know? So, yeah, this is what they are, man. All right? So let's watch this. There you go. Bang, bang, motherfucker. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 12, and verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass. And thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last, remember my words and be pricked therewith. You see what I'm saying? Beware. All right, because it's about to get nasty out here, man. All right, as things get more and more crazy, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna get bad. So let me see. I got one more video to share with you. All right, bear with me. All right, so this is a video that I first shared 3 years ago, actually, and I wanted to bring this back because it shows the mindset of many of you women, you know what I'm saying, who have this affinity towards these Edomites, you know what I'm saying, as if that's your savior, as if that's your, you know, what's the word? As if that's your contingency plan, you know? So let's just let this video play out, you know what I'm saying? Because an Edomite's got something to say about this as well at the end of it, right? Bear with me.
Black women, back to us. Yes, jump on it. Jump on that train. If Luke, Ryan, Dustin, if they are looking at you, you go be with Luke, Ryan, or Dustin right now. Drop everything you were doing. Go be with him. Be with that man. Because white man, I don't care what nobody say. White men, they have the power to do different things in this world that a lot of people do not have the power to do. Power or the privilege. That's the key word, privilege. They do not have the privilege to do. They do not have the privilege of a white man. So if you have a white man laid up in your bed, or a white man claiming you publicly or in general, take care of that white man. Do what you need to do for that white man. Do whatever you need to do for that white man, because baby, let me tell you something. And 9 times out of 10, the main difference I've seen between black and white men is black men, they really don't be emotionally, financially, like mentally, they be all like missing those areas. It be like unstableness, like they just don't be knowing what's going on. They're not good with finances. They're used to people babying them. They're used to people like just doing for them, like handicapping them, crippling them, like literally making them crippled. Like that's what they're used to. They're used to people just kind of catering for them. And them, they get to do whatever they want to do in their minds. That's what they think. But they really don't have the big things that are important. They don't have them figured out. But a white man, as soon as Dustin get out of high school, that boy got a trust fund set up. A trust fund. A trust fund. You hear me? He got a fund. He got money set up. And 9 times out of 10, these boys, them Caucasian boys, they got careers set up for them. They got careers set up for them. So if you are a black woman and a white man is looking at you, you jump on that white man. You jump.
Find it interesting. All right. And we've been found this, you know, to be laughable for the past, was it about maybe 8 to 9 years by now? So about 8 to 9 years, you know, we just find it interesting that you women will go out of your way to make sure that you treat these Edomites, you know what I'm saying, in every way possible. You treat them the way that you should be, all right, which is the complete opposite of how you treat so-called black men, you know what I'm saying? Just find that very interesting. And this is exactly why the scriptures say what they say, man. You know, this is Job chapter 39 and verse 17. Because the Most High has deprived her of wisdom, neither hath he imparted to her understanding. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to keep hitting that brick wall, man. All right? You're going to keep hitting it. And when Jacob's trouble really ramps up, you're going to understand what we was talking about. You're going to understand what the men of the Lord has been telling you, what the men of the Lord have been warning you about, man. Micah chapter 7 and verse 10. Then she that is mine enemy shall see it. And you women have made yourselves our enemy. You see what I'm saying? You can feel whatever you want to feel about that, but it is the truth. By and large, You so-called black women, Latino women, Hispanic women, Native Indian women, you know what I'm saying? You have made yourselves our enemies. All right. Those of you women that's in this truth. All right. Those of you women who have changed your ways, amended your ways, man, we're not talking about you. You know what I'm saying? You should know better. You should know better. We're not talking about you. All right. But to the overwhelming majority, all right, to the overwhelming majority, man, there's no helping. There's no helping at this point. All right. Then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy power? Mine eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire in the streets.
On that white man.
No, stop living in your fantasy world that white guys are somehow perfect. I'm just so sick and tired of it. Because I was approached by a black woman recently, through social media. She said she liked me. I was like, okay. You know, I took her out for a date. And the whole date was just her basically fawning over me. Not because of who I am, because I'm actually a shit person. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not I really don't think I'm a great individual. I messed up a lot in my life, and I regret it. And, though I'm trying to improve, I'm in no way worthy of this kind of flattery. I'm not deserving of anything like it. And the whole thing was because I was white. So, to say I was offended, yeah, I think I was. Because that's the only thing that mattered, was the fact that I'm white. We are not the best dating option. Dead serious. There's other people out there. And I know for a fact, black women, there are black men who are, as just in character, are better than I am. They're nicer than I am. They have a superior disposition when in public. Much more patient than I am. I want black women to have a lot more self-respect than they do now. Kind of just like worshiping white guys. Again, we aren't deserving of any kind of flattery. We're no better than black men or Hispanic men or Asian men. A lot of us have personal issues. Gripes we still have yet to deal with.
You see? I think I got time for another video. All right, bear with me.
What I would say very simply is that those of us who are born with this pigmentation have certain privileges, things we can take for granted. We have the safety, the security. So we don't want to lose this. Now, this also means that, and here's the unpleasant part, that so much of our safety, security status comes from putting down black people, saying we're not like them. We're Europeans. We're more highly evolved. We've got talents they don't have. And that's where you get, the flip side of this, which really is the ugly side of racism.
Well, how much does sex and sexuality really have to do with race relations, particularly between white men and black men?
Well, if you take white men and black men, let's take it two ways.
Okay.
If a white man is walking down the street and he sees a couple, a very attractive black man, really masculine, and with him a very attractive white woman, very white, we'll make her blonde, He looks at that woman and he wonders, this is the white man, what does she see in him? What do they do together? And it really drives us up the wall, because she's a woman who could choose, a white guy, but she chooses a black guy. And that really bothers us. And as a result, what we want to do is some way take that black man away, because we begin to say, hey, is she having a better time with him, in various ways than she can with me. And
I'm tired.
times I've been on dates with white men and they've asked me if I've dated black guys before is ridiculous. I was on a date with this white guy in Chicago last year and he goes, so who do you typically date? The guys that look like me? I knew exactly what he was getting at because most white guys will ask this question at some point because they're trying to figure out ultimately if you're, quote, tainted. I literally said to him, does it bother you that you think about black men so much more than they will ever think about you? And that ended the conversation, but obviously we didn't go on a second date and I do think he was pretty offended by that. But the amount of white guys, even who are, quote, liberal, who are genuinely threatened and intimidated by you going on a date with people of color is ridiculous. Because it's not just black men. If they find out that you've dated a South Asian man or you've been on dates with women, specifically women of color, they will react similarly. Although it is obviously the most pronounced and genuinely disgusted that they will look if you say that you have been on dates with black men. But this is just one example of white men trying to figure out the, quote, purity of the white women they're seeing. And it's a way of resource guarding their own women because they don't like white women seeing other races or other genders.
And there you go. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of what you're seeing, you know what I'm saying, is a reflection of these Edomites as they circle down the drain, you know what I'm saying, when the world is looking at how Trump is behaving, how Pete Hegseth is behaving, and by and large, you know what I'm saying, these Edomites as a whole, you know what I'm saying, how they're crashing out, you know what I'm saying, in various ways. It's letting you know, all right, that their kingdom is coming apart, all right? And before the Lord finally, you know, finalizes this transition, if you will, all right, before he does that, he's going to tear apart Esau's image. He's going to tear apart everything that he's worked for, you know? Right? The image, the you know, masquerading as a hero, masquerading as the top of the top, the creme de la creme, if you will. You know what I'm saying? And this is the end of his reign. Right? So this is Job chapter 20. Job chapter 20 and let's hit verse 27. It says, the heaven shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. The increase of his house shall depart. The increase of his house shall depart. You see what I'm saying? So they're losing, all right, they're losing their foothold, man, as the beloved Elder Malcolm likes to say, when you've lost your women, then you have lost control of your power. You've lost control of your empire, all right, of your dominance. When your women are no longer on your side, you see what I'm saying? The same way it happened to us, it's happening to them. All right? They've lost their women. And not only did they lose their women, but they lost their women directly to their adversary, all right, their arch nemesis, being Jacob. You see, this is the beginning stage of them losing everything that they hold dear. You know what I'm saying? The heavens shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. The increase of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. This is the portion of a wicked man from the Most High, and the heritage appointed unto him by our power. You see? So I'm going to close it there, man. I pray this lesson was edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. This has been your brother Zachariah Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. In closing, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Wachak. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and who teach well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.